Alright boys, in today's video I'm going to talk about what I learned being in a relationship, of course, as a man. My authority on the subject may be in question because admittedly I've only ever been in one relationship. However, I have had a lot of experience with women in general, in the scope of dating, relationship or not, and I've literally read books on the subject, numerous books on the subject of relationships from a variety of different perspectives, and from some, at least, trusted sources. If you care about credentialism at all, I have read books from actual licensed psychologists and therapists. I've also I've also digested hundreds of videos about relationships, again, from licensed psychologists and therapists, again, if credentials even matter to you. The notion that every relationship is different is false. Every relationship is transactional. The actions or items transacted might be different, but that is irrelevant. There is no such thing as love, gentlemen. At least, not from women. You might find this subject discussed differently in other videos that women supposedly love differently. I would rather words be defined by their highest form, and my definition of love in this context is the desire and actions to improve someone else's life with no intention of receiving anything in return. I've never seen, heard of, or directly had personal experience of any woman adhering to this definition of love. You could see many, many examples of men performing this definition of love. If you can't, you're blind. Simple as that. Are there men out there who are incapable of individually? Perhaps. But I would argue that the average man is capable and too readily willing to give love to women, often justified by their delusions concerning women. Now, on to the main topic of this video. What have I learned about relationships with women? In no particular order. Important to note that out of respect for myself and for my ex, I will not be sharing many stories of our relationship in this video, nor in any future videos, at least not in any great detail. I want to be very clear that I do not regret my relationship with her. I learned a lot and enjoyed the experience for what it was. Sometimes it was great, and sometimes it was not. So this does not come from a place of hatred whatsoever. I wish her all the best. In fact, if you must know, I don't see her on the apps anymore because I live somewhere entirely different now, so she won't even show up. But the last time I saw her on the apps, she was getting more tattoos and was clearly not doing very well. And I will rest assured, I will tell you that my heart sank. It sank very much so, seeing that. So, yeah. And for further clarity, I was the one that ended the relationship. Number one, women are luxury goods. You will be paying to be in a relationship with a woman. Money, time, and stress are all on the table for you to be in a relationship, at least if you're a man. While a woman might contribute to a relationship, it will never be to the same degree as a man's contribution. In the context of my relationship, just as one example of many that I could give, I cooked for her every single week, at least one meal. And when I say cook, I do mean cook. Not a frozen meal that I put in the oven. Nope, I cooked everything from scratch. She cooked for me twice. And in another situation, we had arranged a date for a picnic. I gave her 2 recipes to make, both very simple. It was cookies and blueberry lemonade, which blueberry lemonade is literally blueberries, lemons, and sugar. You don't even need a blender, you could just stir it up. She didn't make any of the 2 recipes. I gave myself 3 recipes to make, and I spent at least 3 hours cooking for this picnic. She spent 0 hours cooking for the picnic. I initially drove her to and from dates as well, when given them, or actually all the time, since she didn't have a car. Eventually, we settled on her using Uber to meet me halfway, as she lived about 40 minutes away. But for the first several months of our relationship, I would literally drive to her place, 40 minutes away, drive to the date, however away that was, drive her back to her home, and then drive myself home, which was another 40 minutes by itself. And she did give me a monthly stipend of $40 that I asked for, which she didn't argue with me, for the record. So she readily gave me $40 a month to help pay for dates and for the meals that I cooked her. Now, if you're thinking that $40 is a steal, you would be correct. I absolutely invested more money into the relationship overall. $40 did not cut even the food that I was cooking for her, frankly. And I happily did so, by the way. I happily spent the money. That was not an issue. But still, my point stands that women are luxury goods. Number 2, your satisfaction and or emotional state is irrelevant to the quality of the relationship. The only thing that determines the quality of the relationship, that is, how often you get what you want, affection, sex, fun, etc., is only determined by the woman's emotional state in that moment. When I was upset, I kept the quality of relationship the same or better. I still gave her affection, I still gave her love, I still thought about her, and acted in her benefit. When she was upset, she would withhold affection, ruin the mood of any given moment, or otherwise functionally sabotage the relationship. As soon as her mood switched, the quality of the relationship returned, or even went up from where it was mere moments ago. It is truly something wild to experience, but it is true. Number 3, the moment a woman says no to simple sexual requests while you are having sex, the relationship is over. I asked her to rotate her body 180 degrees. That's it. That's all I asked her to do. And the reason for that is that mentally, I was not there when we were having sex, and she could feel it. And she was upset by the fact that I was not mentally there because it made her feel unattractive. Now, instead of cooperating and maybe getting me out of my head and into my other head, she decided to say no, which not only ruins any sexual enjoyment there might have been in the first place, but it didn't help in the matter of me not mentally being there during sex. Now, why wasn't I mentally there? Well, that's because she broke my trust earlier that week, and it is very difficult to be attracted to a woman who breaks your trust. This was also the first and only time that she had said no in the bedroom. Take notes, ladies. The relationship ended a few days after this. And no, that's not the reason I entered the relationship. It was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Number 4, talking is overrated. I had warned her no less than 3 times that the relationship would end before ending the relationship if her behavior towards me did not change, as it was unacceptable. She would sometimes, because of, and I quote, trauma, disrespect me. I told her I will not tolerate an ounce of disrespect. And I repeat, I told her this no less than 3 times throughout our relationship, at least months apart. And for context, the way that she disrespected me is that every week she would either say one or both of these things. I don't think you love me, and or I don't think you are attracted to me. Now, for context, I was unloading myself into her every single week. So, not being attracted to her doesn't make any sense. And as for loving her, I could go over the numerous things that I did that proved that I love her. It made no sense. For the record, her, as an example of this, for the record, her favorite meal is orange sesame chicken, without spice and extra sauce. And by the way, the relationship ended last October, and I still remember that. And my point is that the talking about the problem didn't solve the problem. I highly recommend the channel PsychHacks in general. He has great videos, but he has a fantastic video on this exact subject called Talking is Overrated. Number 5, women cannot just chill the fuck out. The relationship always has to be going somewhere, doing something, changing, evolving. A woman will not allow you to just chill the fuck out with her and ride through life. This is a distinct distinction from male friendships that I have where all we do is chill the fuck out. In other words, women always want more. Number 6, skin is better than sex. A lot of my audience has probably never had sex, and I'm sure most men who have had sex will tell you that simply touching a woman's skin is overall a more enjoyable experience than sex itself. There's a lot less performance involved, which brings us to number 7. Sex is performative, at least some of the time. Maybe my ex was particularly insecure, and trust me, she was, but if I changed the rhythm or did anything an inch out of the ordinary, she would ask if something was wrong. And at the same time, she assured me that I didn't need to perform, and for context, I never had an issue with my phallus, just my mental state. And therefore, I wasn't always there every time. And there was clearly a performance necessary for her, which, if unmet, would lead to her ruining the sexual tension by asking, "Is everything okay?" Number 8. Women don't know what the fuck they are doing. I didn't even need to experience a relationship for this one. I've had many conversations with many different women, and none of them showed an inkling of planning or effort in their life, let alone their dating life. They don't know how to vet men, they don't know how relationships work, they don't know how to get what they want, only assumptions about how they should be able to get what they want, which work by sheer luck and usually don't work at all. Number 9, you can tell a woman who likes you just about anything if you use the right tone of voice. Number 10, all women want to be dominated in the bedroom. Even with only being in one relationship, I have enough experience with women from dates to tell you that if a woman is attracted to you, she wants you to disrespect the hell out of her in the bedroom and even in public. Number 11, whatever you want from a relationship, you will not get. The only thing a woman can really offer you is her body. Whatever else you think that she can provide, you are mistaken. Can she technically help you with other things? Yes. Technically. Maybe. But only with your guidance, and you can probably do it better than her regardless. Number 12. Gratitude is in the past. Women do not value what you did for her 5 minutes ago, only what you are doing for her right now. Maybe when she's making a YouTube video or TikTok, she will say how much she misses the special treatment that you gave her, but that is just another cry for attention, not a true gratitude for the acts itself. If anything else, it's also a flex for other women to be jealous of. And I think that about covers it. Take care, gentlemen.